Hold it steady. Don't move it. Hey, I can see it. Hold it vertical, up and down. You're moving it.
Damn, your eyes done 14 times of hell. Why is the curtain up?
It's time to begin the play.
It's not time.
Yes, indeed. It's 8:30. The advanced publicity read curtain time. 8 o'clock.
And if the publicity read, the performance will be followed by a cast orgy. Would you bring the champagne?
Oh, that's different. I didn't see anything about a cast orgy.
God preserve my profession from the dedicated amateur. When will you learn, father of imbeciles, that in professional theater, an 8 o'clock curtain never goes up until a quarter after? Ta-da! Damn it! What are we gonna do? The company isn't assembled. Harlequin isn't here, and
Harlequin is never on time. He is presumably very busy selling his actresses in order to pay for our rooms. Or, on the other hand, he is selling himself to the innkeeper's wife for the same reason.
what are we gonna do? I'm getting tired.
Shall I do my specialty?
No! Let's not have any trouble from the police this early in the evening. She's a wonderful actress, but she drinks. You understand.
Are you certain the orgy was scheduled for this evening?
Moron kids, you understand? The show has begun, and we don't know what to do!
Worst winter we've ever had. It's that greenhouse effect.
Why are you so worried? Aren't we artists? Isn't our art improvisation? So, let us improvise.
Without rehearsing?
Well, Harlequin said you were in charge of the company until he returned. And although I think it's a case of the blind leading the blind, why don't you talk to them? Explain the situation.
Explain the situation. Good evening!
Oh, it's your poetry.
I suppose I should begin by apologizing.
There's positive thinking for you.
I should apologize for the lack of scenery.
Ass! If you had kept quiet, they might have thought it some theatrical experiment. A foreign innovation. A journey, perhaps.
But my friends and I are comedians.
With two M's. C-O-M-M.
Please stand up and stop making a spectacle of yourself.
Child, it appears that I may be the only spectacle here this evening. If I leave, I won't be alone.
Yes, well, as I was saying, my colleagues and I are members of La Compagnie dei Santi Ostinati.
Wipe that grin off your face. It's not dirty.
That is to say, literally translated, a company of wayward saints. We are the last company anywhere in the world still performing the very difficult art of commedia all'improvviso.
The others, having better sense, have converted to light sex comedies and are amassing fortunes.
Are you certain the orgy wasn't scheduled for tomorrow evening?
That is to say, theater of improvisation. And, well, frankly, we use little scenery, an occasional strip of cloth, a few sticks, nothing more. We prefer to build castles from your childhood imagination, to create worlds. The plaza directly faces the criminal court. Everyone will be expected to bring his or her own. His or her own what?
Well, that is entirely a one. Each guest has a mind.
Where were you?
And who was she?
Where were you?
Naturally, I've never expected an 8 o'clock curtain to start at 8 o'clock. All right. Okay, all here. Ladies and gentlemen, you have just witnessed a theatrical first. group of individuals who enter the theater 15 minutes late, talking amongst themselves, and disturb the play. Tonight, the actors and those individuals have arrived together. We have had our revenge, and shortly we will begin the play.
Who was she?
Later, sweetie. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Harley. That's not my name, of course, but the name of the character I traditionally portray. My real name is... Well, it's of no concern. Like you, sir. I've worn the same mask and performed the same ritualistic little business for such a long time. I've since forgotten who I really am. And I suppose it's sufficient for you to say that you are Paula or Grandpa. Then simply I am Harley. And now the company.
Where were you and who was she?
Wife, sweetheart, balm of my soul. Did you imagine I was sporting with some local wench and some metropolitan substitute for a haystack? Is that what you take me for?
I took you for better or worse, and it couldn't be worse.
For your information, woman, and I use this term indiscreetly, I have for the last 2 hours negotiated for our return home.
Home again? You mean it? All the way home?
You've arranged it all?
Well, practically.
Why do we even listen to him at all? Practically.
Listen, it's true. Scapino, look out there. Do you know who that is?
Certainly. That's the girl we met last night at the Cadillac Bar. See you after the show, okay?
Next to her, you jackal! That man just arrived today. He is none other than the Duke of Salvesa, Governor General of Cielo, and Defender of the Faith.
Which one of us have you sold to him?
Must you always expect the worst? I swear by my mother.
I've met your mother. She can swear for herself.
But all that is holy. This is a gentleman of the most highest class. A knight in the most noble sense. A patron of the arts. He told me personally that nothing would delight him more than to see a group of individuals creating together in an improvisational work a totally new and vibrant harmony. Using our own special talents and taste to brighten and enlighten this sorry world a little.
He sounds like a colossal bore, darling.
This dude. Will he provide all the money for us to go home?
Is he that rich?
Heir to fortunes. I checked him with who's who among millionaires.
Well, introduce us, darling.
Your noble dukeship, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to introduce the company. Back. Perhaps I should first explain that each of us portrays a different character, but always the same character in each sequence we perform. For example, these two, always together, are the Enamonati of our company, the lovers. His name is Tristano, or sometimes Frank, or sometimes Kooky, or anyway. For the love of this girl, he would climb mountains, swim through rivers, go to the moon on gossamer wings. Tell me, well, do
I have to go where she is. When I am away from her, she cries blues in the night and laments the man that got away from her. Vows someday she'll find me, and so on. Ad nauseam.
Just introduce yourself. Don't editorialize.
Well, let's see. In the roles I play, I always carry this little book. It's the Petrarca, or Book of Manners. In its pages are rules of good behavior, well-being, and mass conformity. If you like, I'll send you a copy in plain wrapper for just 50 cents. And your old address book. Yes, I want to be successful with women. Learn the lambada, beat the hell out of those bullies that threw sand in my face at the beaches. I want to learn how, without obligation, I can add 3 inches to my chest, 4 inches to my biceps, and 6 inches to my...
Forgive him. Like all lovers, he tends to carry on as he gets comfortable. And the girl in the romance, whose name is Isabella, or sometimes Liz, or sometimes Ingrid, etc., etc.
Because the general public constantly finds it difficult to separate the actress from the role. Consequently, people begin to think of me as unworldly, innocent, and unattainable. And that's ruined many a young career.
The captain.
I am the Capitano, Senior General, Duke of Ragadocia. Here are the great battles of Boudoir and Bordello, Billiard Room and Bar. Spanish born, I can trace my lineage back to Michael the Archangel. I am a lover of music. The drum, the bugle, the massed choir of masculine voices trumpeting, how they are all one together, how they will destroy the enemy over there. Praise their gods and past the ammunition. Ah, lovely. On dark evenings, I become the teller of tales, of crossing great mountains with my elephants, of dragging my enemy's body behind my chariot around the walls of his besieged city, of how my squad stole through the enemy lines one night in the islands, risked death to erect a flag on the island's highest mountain, only to discover it was the enemy's flag. Or sing of Aura Lee, Lily Marlene, Lorena, Fifi, the girls I left behind me, usually pregnant. I am a seeker after beauty.
No matter to whom they may be married at the time.
You insult me, sir! I repeat, I am a seeker after beauty.
Indeed you are, windbag. Unfortunately, all the beauty in this world belongs to someone else. And in trying to seek it out, you inevitably destroy it.
Mercy, your goodness, I'm not a man of violence, God knows. And since I retired from the military service, I've confined myself exclusively to politics. Since I believe that anyone who's old enough to fight for his country is old enough to profit a little bit from it.
Welcome, many already. Good evening, Your Grace. Ladies and gentlemen, I am the famous physician, Dr. Magisterio of Bologna. I have matriculated in 17 universities, gaining knowledge by degrees. I speak Latin and French, Spanish, and almost any other language equally well. Now, I can cure rheumatism with sound machines, electric pads, and sheep's horns. I can exorcise evil spirits, including those of my competitors, with aspirin and devil's mask. In difficult cases, I can cure the country by the simple presentation my bill. I can forecast the position of any star, delineate what effect it will have upon your immediate future, and make a guess at tomorrow's weather. I am not much loved, but improbis aliena, vetu semper pomolosa est.
Doctor, what does that mean?
I haven't the foggiest clue. But you can't read it for next.
This is Pantalone, El Magnifico. We never let him speak, otherwise he'd inundate us with waves of self-pity. Suffice to say, he is Venetian by birth. In that great bag of his, he carries gold pieces, foreign and domestic currency, credit cards for everything, from everybody, and all the troubles of Pandora. He likes to save things. String, stamps, time. He fathers only daughters who inevitably grow up to leave him and marry worthless creatures who then move in with him. He suffers terribly with gout, dyspepsia, the French disease, and delusions of grandeur. His wife constantly nags and is unfaithful to him. With his best friend, who also is his business partner and an embezzler. His route persistently leads. His dreams, his dreaming years, wasted away. Wait, what? Door.
Roll on, man. Come on. Bring it on, brother.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Scapino, Harlequin's spiritual son and potential heir. How would you describe yourself, you pigs behind?
I am courteous, kind, obedient, loyal, trustworthy, loyal, and misunderstood. I am perpetually fed. My record is impressive. I'm the only child ever to be expelled from nursery school for chasing little girls around the sandbox. At 10, I was expelled from elementary school for chasing little girls around in the cloakroom. At military school, I was expelled in my freshman year for chasing the colonel's daughter around in the cloakroom. 3 years later, I was arrested, stealing coats from a nightclub cloakroom. I was maturing. Still, later, I stole secret papers from a certain ambassador while posing as his social secretary and sold them to the enemy, his wife. Still, later, while posing as the Navy physician, I removed a diseased appendix in a submerged submarine with a teaspoon and an electric can opener. But if you really want to know me, your royal dipshit, come with me and my friends after the show to that little joint up the street. There we will insult a few newspaper columnists, heckle some entertainers, throw a few punches at the big boys, and eventually perform ourselves. In a word, I am everything you secretly want to be. I am vital, dynamic, exciting! And above all, no one has ever placed strings on me.
Scapino is the only man to my knowledge to ever be born without an umbilical cord. No problem. My dear.
Well, darling, say about little me. My goal in life is simple. Everything I can get. Isn't that ridiculously complicated?
Refreshing.
And my plans for achieving is equally as simple, darling. Anything I have to do. Really, that's all there is.
Nonsense. You'll sell yourself short.
Darling, I don't sell myself at all. That was only a vicious lie started by that dirty-minded columnist on that nasty little newspaper.
My dear, I did not make myself clear. Rufiana is our most popular actress. She really can't act at all, but there is more than one type of entertainment now, isn't there? And you have to admit that with Rufiana, her grasp is only exceeded by her measurements.
And you might also add that she's arrogant, vile-tempered, insolent, and illiterate. Aren't you, bitch?
I don't know, darling. Is that good?
It's a little concern, pet. Now introduce me, sweetheart.
Columbina is my one true love. She's as shrewd as Scipino, more realistic than our lovers. She mocks Pantalone, humiliates the doctor, embarrasses the captain, and unfortunately, spends most of her time with me. Don't you, sweet?
I should think so. Now, this Duke of yours, when will he give us the money?
He told me that it is his lifelong ambition to see a certain work formed. A new comedy, so to speak.
I knew it. Probably impossible to perform.
Do you know how we work?
I made it perfectly clear to him. You do understand, your dukeliness, that we are comedians. We perform only by the art of improvisation, using only the merest skeletal outline, enabling us to create as we work, interjecting our own special material, our lazzi, as we like to call it, into the traditional characterizations. And this is the soggetto he has given us to work from. Think of it. If we perform this satisfactorily, we can go home, perhaps tomorrow.
It's been so long. I don't think any of us know what or where home is.
Uh-oh.
Well, what's the matter?
It's impossible. I knew it. It's an impossible scenario.
Read it! What does it say?
It's just 4 words.
Meager, but perhaps we can work with it. What does it say?
The history of man.
Just man, darling? No women? Won't that be a dull spectacle, your dukeness, darling?
The entire history of man. The running time will be incredible.
Quiet, all of you. The Duke is an intelligent man. So there must be something we are overlooking. Some reason, some pattern. There must be an approach.
The history of man. Where would you begin?
At the beginning, and then Mocte Nova Virtute.
Oh, devil take your virtute!
Now just don't get any on me, darling.
I should think we might start with creation.
Yes, the creation of man. God creating man.
That has never been proven. The nihilo nihilo.
Well, something had to start it.
It is perfectly conceivable that man created himself.
Yes, it is conceivable. Man has certainly shown a talent for creating trouble for himself. But let us start with an assumption. Let us assume that the biblical narrative is true history. We will play creation.
I was prepared to play the role of God.
You,
Who is better educated in the language of the church? Who is more fit to depict all wisdom?
I will play God.
You, a braggart soldier? Caps, you're a sick man. You have the delusions of grandeur.
And you have a twisted ear. Why shouldn't I play God? Isn't God depicted biblically as a militant figure striding triumphantly over fallen angels? Doesn't he demand complete obedience and forewarn terrible punishments if he's not obeyed? By all that's holy, he would have made a magnificent officer.
This is ridiculous. It borders on sacrilege. I could play God better than you.
You?
Why not? Within this company, who is better situated to portray love?
But God is wisdom, and I...
God is mighty.
Quiet! All of you. Since it is apparently impossible for us to decide upon the nature of God, much less depict him, we will dispense with him altogether.
There's a logical solution.
Let us start a more later attack. Let us play The Fall of Adam and Eve.
Oh, won't that pose a costuming problem, darling?
Since Adam and Eve were the first lovers, I think it logical for the roles be played by our own lovers, Tristano and Isabella.
And what of God? Surely you need someone to portray God.
That will depend entirely on the way the sequence is performed. If we find a need for him, we will reduce him to an offstage voice.
And who will play the upstage voice?
I will. Seeing that I am your leader, yet generally ignored or at best tolerated, I see a striking with the Almighty.
And the serpent.
The serpent should be lit, subtle, crafty, and cunning. Ladies and gentlemen, we are sorry for the delay, but we are happy to announce that we are now ready. The company of Wayward Saints, performing La Comedia all'Improviso, now presents a new work. The History of Man! The prologue has ended and the play begins.
Another day. Does the sun shine as brightly everywhere else, I wonder? Eve, darling. A new day, beloved.
Oh,
Is that any way to greet such a day? With a sigh as heavy as sleep? Look about you, my love. This is paradise. All we need. All we could ever want. Everything is ours.
do you know you had the coldest feet in all creation?
What?
All night long, right in the middle of my back, those icy flat feet of yours.
Devil take her. What is she doing? Tristano has obviously established a serious tone, and she's created a comic one.
It's his fault. The subject shouldn't be that serious.
Is that any way to talk, Angel? This is paradise. You should be completely happy here.
All right, so I'm happy. I'm ecstatic. Do we have any coffee around here?
What? We have everything. Now, what shall we do that may please you?
What choice have we?
We have every choice. This is paradise. We can do everything. Anything.
And what choice is there between things that you want to do, like laundry, opposed to something that I want to do, like sleep? Now there would be a real one. There's a
Good morning. Tell me, which way is the beat?
time of you. You're the... What name did we give his species yesterday?
Snake.
That's right. You're a snake.
To you I may be a snake, but we animals have our own names for one another. I prefer to be known as a king's witch.
A king's witch.
Much more pleasant than snake, don't you think? It has a certain air to it. King's witch, king's witch, king's witch. What species of animal are you?
Species of animal? Why, we're humans.
Humans, huh? That's nice. I'm bickering with the critter to let me have 2 large teeth. Right about there. Don't you think they'd do something for me? Humans, huh? Are you reptiles?
No, we're humans. We're the greatest of God's creatures. He has placed us above all other animals.
Really? That's odd. I was talking to a lion just this morning, and he seems to think that he's above all other animals. How do you think a rattle might swim? On my tail, that is?